Dear students and my teacher friends, Namaskar. I welcome you to the presentation lecture on the testes and testosterone. Now, in our previous lecture, we had discussed that the pancreas act as endocrine and exocrine organ in our body. Now, we know the reason why the pancreas is considered as endocrine because it is synthesizing and secreting hormones. That's why pancreas is considered as endocrine organ, and the same time pancreas is also producing the pancreatic juice and also secreting the pancreatic juice. That's why pancreas is considered as the exocrine organ in our body. Now likewise, the way the pancreas is considered as endocrine and exocrine, our ovaries and testes, okay, the gonads of the humans, okay, the ovaries and testes, they are also considered as endocrine and exocrine organ. Now the reason why this testes and ovary they are considered as endocrine and exocrine, because the gonads, the ovaries and testes, both of them they produce hormones. That is the reason why they are considered as endocrine organ, as well as they are producing the cell. For example, the ovaries, we know ovaries produce eggs, okay, and the testes they produce sperm. So as both the gonad, male and female, ovary and testes, since they are producing the reproductive cell, egg and sperm, and beside that they are also secreting the hormone, so that's why they are also considered as the endocrine and exocrine organ of our body. And sometimes this uh, ovary and testis, they are known as cytogenic gland. Cyto means cell and genic means producing, okay. Now the gonads, testis and ovary, okay, so the testis and ovary they produce the hormone, and most of which are the steroid hormone. Now during childhood the gonads are hormonally inactive, okay, but from puberty through the adulthood they are regulated by the gonadotropic hormones of anterior pituitary. So the gonadotropic hormone, that means the FSH and LH, which are secreted by anterior pituitary in the adolescence, this FSH and LH they start to act on gonads, the testis and ovary, okay. So from the puberty to through the adulthood, anterior pituitary is secreting gonadotropin, FSH and LH, and this gonadotropin, FSH and LH, they affect the testes as well as the ovary. Now the fourth point, see, in the structure of testis, mainly the minute seminiferous tubule are present, and the seminiferous tubule they produce sperm. So here in the figure, this is the scrotum is shown, and in this scrotum you see the testis is present, okay. So in this figure also, this is the testis, and this is the anatomy of testis. So when we look inside the testis, very tiny, very minute seminiferous tubules are present, and in this tubules spermatogenesis process is taking place. That means the sperms are produced inside the seminiferous tubule. And in this figure, this is the cross section of the testis is shown, and in that one seminiferous tubule we are looking at. Okay, and on left hand side you can read all the names. Okay, so the cells which are present, so see, first name seminiferous tubule they are showing, then you see the position of interstitial endocrine cell, then the germ cell. Okay, then the sperms which are produced, so in the lumen of seminiferous tubule the sperms are shown, sperm tail, then the nurse cell they are showing. And in this figure also, this is the histological slide. So you can see the seminiferous tubule, spermatid, nurse cell, okay, tubule lumen, germ cell, then interstitial endocrine cell. Okay, now this is one concept map, and with this you can prepare all the hormone. Okay, for example, hypothalamus, we know it is releasing hormone. Okay, and the anterior pituitary hormone, posterior pituitary hormone, thyroid, parathyroid, pancreas. Okay, now this is the process of spermatogenesis, if you remember this. Okay, we have already discussed this process, spermatogenesis. Now see, in the fifth point, testis, the secretion of testosterone, testis produce and secrete testosterone, as well as lesser amount of weaker androgen, estrogen, and inhibin. So these are the hormone which are produced by the testis. Okay, and now in this figure you see uh, here the name is written testosterone, and this is the pathway how the testosterone is produced. So the first molecule that we are looking at is the cholesterol, and in successive step and with the intermediate hormone molecule, finally the testosterone is produced. So you don't have to remember all this name and the name of the enzyme. This is just for our basic understanding that that we are understanding that from cholesterol testosterone is produced, okay, via several steps. And this is in over here you see the testosterone is converted into dihydrotestosterone. Okay, so see in the figure, see, this is the what we are looking at. This concept map is for this figure is for this figure is the biosynthetic pathway for testosterone synthesis in the testis. And what they are writing, see, testosterone after its release from testis, testosterone enters in the blood. Via the blood, testosterone reaches to the target body organ. Then testosterone is affecting the body cell, and testosterone, how it is affecting, so in the target tissue, see, dihydrotestosterone is synthesized from testosterone. So in the target tissue, what is happening? Testosterone is synthesized. This dihydrotestosterone is synthesized from the testosterone. Okay, and the enzyme responsible for this conversion is 5 alpha reductase. Okay, so here it is. Now in this figure, the feedback mechanism of secretion of testosterone is shown, and on right hand side, as you can see, from the ovary the hormone estradiol, okay, secreted, and they are showing the on right hand side they are showing the positive feedback mechanism, negative feedback mechanism on left hand side for testosterone. Okay, so here you can read this figure also. Okay, so you will get the idea how actually the testosterone is secreted, how testosterone is produced. Now in this figure also, okay, hypothalamus, from hypothalamus gonadotropin releasing hormone GnRH affecting on anterior pituitary releasing FSH and LHH, FSH acting on Sertoli cell, LH acting on leading cell, from leading cell testosterone is produced. Sertoli cell they produce inhibin. Okay, so this is also the feedback mechanism. Okay, they are showing. Okay, now see, in the figure, if you observe the if you have observed closely, that in between the seminiferous tubule, what we have seen that the nerve cells were present. Okay, and this nerve cell they produce the hormone inhibin. So inhibin, the function of inhibin limit FSH secretion, and by limiting FSH secretion, the inhibin is regulating the rate of sperm production. So when in man's body high number of sperm production is taking place, that time this inhibin is secreted from nerve cell, and this inhibin is responsible for negative feedback for FSH secretion. Okay, so as the FSH secretion goes down, the process of sperm production also goes down. Okay, so this is how the number of sperms are controlled via inhibin. Now see, nested between the tubules are cluster of interstitial endocrine cell. So in between the seminiferous tubule, interstitial cells are present, and this interstitial cells they synthesize and they secrete the hormone testosterone, and as well as some other sex steroid are also produced by interstitial endocrine cell, and they are present in between the seminiferous tubules. Now here in this figure, see the structure of testosterone and dihydrotestosterone is shown. Okay, testosterone and dihydrotestosterone, and this is the 8th point. Testosterone, function of testosterone. Okay, so testosterone stimulates development of male reproductive system, okay, in the fetus. That means during pregnancy of mother, okay, in her womb, the developing baby, okay, the reproductive system of the boy is developed due to the effect of testosterone. Then during adolescent age, the testosterone is responsible for the development of the masculine physique. That means the development of muscle mass. For that, testosterone is responsible in adolescence, and testosterone is also responsible for the sex drive during adolescence. So the boys they feel the urge for to indulge them into the sexual activity. Okay, they are having desire to have a sex. It is due to the secretion of testosterone by interstitial cell of testis. Okay, then testosterone sustains sperm production, spermatogenesis process. Okay, is also having the effect. Testosterone is affecting the sperm production and the sexual instinct throughout the adult life. Okay, so throughout the life of man, okay, they have a desire to indulge themselves into sexual activity. Okay, they have desire for sex, and for their desire testosterone is responsible. Okay, and here in this figure, see, target organs of testosterone. Okay, how the testosterone and on which organ the testosterone is affecting. See the how the brain is affected, how the skin is affected by testosterone. Testosterone is affecting the liver, muscle, kidney, bone marrow, male sex organ, bone. Okay. Okay. So now we are discussing the ninth point. Okay, the gonads. Okay, so testes and ovaries are the gonads. Okay, and see, they are considered, testes and ovaries are the primary male and female reproductive organ, or simply testes and ovaries are gonads. Okay, and testes and ovary, they are responsible for the production of gametes. Okay, it is not gametes, but rather we should pronounce as gametes. Okay, so the sperm is male gamete, and ova or egg, we can say it is female gamete. Okay, now we are discussing the 10th point. We have seen this everything. Okay, one minute, let me scroll so that we reach on this point. Okay, now the 10th point. See, title. Okay, the testis and testosterone, this is the title of today's lecture. Now testis, they produce the steroid hormone, which is known as, see, we generally we are pronouncing as testosterone, but rather uh, mm, we should pronounce it as testosterone. On. Okay, OHN, on. We should add H. So testosterone. Okay, so testis produce testosterone. Okay, now testosterone, generally we are considering testosterone as male hormone, but it is not that it is only produced in male. In females also the testosterone is produced, but however in female it is produced in smaller amount. And where it is produced, so testosterone in female is produced in adrenal cortex and in ovaries, but in smaller amount. Now the production and secretion of testosterone, okay, is regulated by a multi-tiered negative feedback loop. And in this negative feedback loop, hypothalamus and anterior pituitary is involved. Okay, now the writers are telling you recall. Okay, that means if you remember that, recall that the GnRH, okay, hypothalamus, from hypothalamus GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone are released. Okay, and this GnRH is affecting the anterior pituitary. So anterior pituitary secrete FSH and LH. Okay, so now we are discussing the effect of FSH and LH. So here you see, here in the figure you see, this one is the hypothalamus is shown. Okay, this is the hypothalamus, and from hypothalamus, as you can see, number one, from hypothalamus gonadotropin releasing hormone GnRH released. Okay, so first point, GnRH from hypothalamus. And what this GnRH is doing, so this GnRH is acting on anterior pituitary. So anterior pituitary is secreting FSH and LH. So here, this is the pituitary gland they are showing, and here you can see FSH and LH are produced by anterior pituitary. Now see, from anterior pituitary, FSH and LH are secreted, and this FSH, where this FSH is acting, so FSH is acting on the nerve cell. So due to the stimulation from FSH, the nerve cell secrete androgen binding protein, in short known as ABP. So in the figure we are looking at this. For example, over here, this is the FSH, and this green color arrow that is showing that FSH is acting on nerve cell, and you see the nerve cell, they are producing and they are releasing the ABP. Okay, now what? Now the effect of LH. So where the LH is acting, so LH, point number 4, point number 3, LH is acting on interstitial cell. Okay, so the LH is acting on interstitial cell are producing the testosterone. Now the testosterone, what this testosterone is doing, see, now nerve cell, they have secreted ABP, interstitial cell, they have secreted testosterone. Okay, so in the presence of ABP, testosterone stimulates spermatogenesis. Okay, this now, so basically the function of ABP, okay, this ABP, actually ABP is concentrating the testosterone. It is bringing this testosterone close to the the spermatogenesis. Okay, the cell which are involved in this spermatogenesis process. So this ABP is concentrating this, ABP is bringing this testosterone close to the cell which are involved in spermatogenesis process. Okay, so here one more figure I am showing you. See over here. Okay, same figure. See. Okay, FSH, ABP. Okay, and here if you see the LH is affecting on interstitial cell produce testosterone. Now this testosterone, see, the testosterone is affecting the spermatogenesis process. Now why testosterone is in the vicinity of all this cell? Okay, why testosterone is very close to this? So the closeness of testosterone to all the cell is due to the presence of ABP. So ABP is concentrating testosterone close to the cell which are involved in spermatogenesis process. Okay, so here whatever we have discussed, you can read this thing. Okay, this point you can read, then this point you can read. Okay, now see, now the point number 5, testosterone. See, negative and positive feedback mechanism of testosterone. So here the key is given. Okay, green color means stimulation, okay, and red color means inhibition. So now we are discussing the positive and negative feedback mechanism of testosterone. Okay, so in the fifth point, see, testosterone, this green color arrow is the testosterone. Okay, and testosterone stimulate libido. Libido means sex drive. Okay, the urge of man to indulge himself into sexual activities, that is called libido. And testosterone is also responsible for the development of secondary sex organ and the characteristic. Okay, so see, here you see the testosterone is shown, and on point number 5 they are showing the positive effect of testosterone on the libido, sex, secondary sex organ, and secondary sex characteristic. Now, testosterone is also having a negative feedback effect. Okay, and due to where this testosterone is applying the negative feedback effect, so it is affecting testosterone is affecting on hypothalamus. See, with the red color they have shown. Okay, so due to the negative feedback of testosterone, hypothalamus is not going to release GnRH, and anterior pituitary is not going to release the FSH and LH due to the negative feedback of testosterone. Okay, so see, the testosterone has negative feedback effect that reduce GnRH secretion and pituitary sensitivity to GnRH. Now the nurse cell, they beside the ABP, nurse cell also secrete hormone, and this hormone is known as inhibin. Okay, now this inhibin inhibits FSH secretion from anterior pituitary. So here you see inhibin inhibin is affecting the anterior pituitary. Okay, and so due to the negative feedback of inhibin, this anterior pituitary is uh, somehow slowing or stopping the secretion of FSH. Okay, and now at when this nerve cell, they are secreting inhibin. So see, the main role this the main role this inhibin is playing, that it is it is inhibiting FSH secretion. Okay, and we know FSH, the effect of FSH, where the FSH is affecting. So FSH is affecting the nerve cell to secrete ABP. Okay, and ABP, due to ABP, this testosterone concentration increases. Okay, this testosterone affect the spermatogenesis process, but as the FSH is not secreted due to the effect of a negative feedback of inhibin, what will happen? Testosterone is not going to induce the spermatogenesis process. So that means the number of, when, so we can say, in short we can say, when the sperm number are increasing, okay, their number are very high. Okay, sperm, when in men's body sperm production is very high, that time the inhibin hormone is secreted, and this inhibin is inhibiting FSH. Okay, and the FSH is not going to induce nerve cell to produce ABP, and if there is no ABP, so the testosterone cannot affect the spermatogenesis process. So this is how inhibin is slowing the spermatogenesis process. So regarding the inhibin, see, over here it is written, see, inhibin is acting inhibin is acting on hypothalamus. Okay, so hypothalamus, the release of GnRH is inhibited. Okay, and this inhibin is also affecting the anterior pituitary, so it is inhibiting the release of FSH. So due to this inhibition from inhibin, the sperm count goes down. Okay, sperm production going so less number of sperms are produced. Okay, so it is controlling the production of sperm in men's body, inhibiting. So this is the 12th point. Okay, now the entire figure I am showing you. This is the entire figure. Okay, this is also a good one. Okay, you can go through this figure also. Now here, the testosterone, effect of testosterone on the body organ. Okay, so how the skin, brain, liver, muscle, kidney, bone marrow, bone are affected by testosterone. And this is the final point of our today's discussion. See, like all steroid hormone, testosterone is hydrophobic. And since testosterone is hydrophobic, it can easily crosses the plasma membrane of its target cell. And this testosterone easily bind to the intracellular receptor in the target cell. Okay, so once the testosterone binds this intracellular receptor, that influence, once the testosterone binds to intracellular receptor in target cell, so in the target cell some genes are expressed. Okay, now testosterone has two basic type of effect on its target cell. One type of effects are the anabolic effect. Now in this anabolic effect, which include those that stimulate in this anabolic effect, which are the anabolic effect of testosterone. So the stimulation of bone growth is stimulated, then the muscle mass is increased. These are the anabolic effect of testosterone. Then testosterone also responsible for androgenic effect in men. Okay, so this androgenic effect are known as male generating effect. Okay, now see, the testosterone in the androgenic effect, it is involved in the development of male secondary sex characteristic. And what are the male secondary sex characteristic? So see, deeper voice. Okay, the the voice of man. Okay, the deeper voice, for that the testosterone is responsible. Then the prominent facial hair, that means the development or development of beard or the mustaches. Okay, for that the testosterone is responsible. Then the increased bone and muscle mass, so the bone development and the increase in muscle mass, for that testosterone is responsible. And all these characteristics, they are known as secondary characteristics, because this characteristic, they are not the part of the men's reproductive system. Okay, they are, these characteristics are not the part of reproductive system. That's why they are known as secondary sex characteristic. So here in the final point, we are remembering the anabolic effect and the androgenic effects of testosterone. Okay, so yeah, with this we have completed this presentation lecture on the testes and testosterone. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this presentation lecture, and I also hope that this presentation lecture will be helpful in your exam preparation and also in your studies. My name is Manish Kosti sir. I am from Ahmedabad, India. Bye bye. Namaste.